Okay, team. I know as well as anyone that we all have days when the market isn't on our side. I've found that there are only two things that help me in these situations. Proper risk management to make sure I don't lose my entire deposit. I also have a proper money management system in place to help me cover the disadvantages. Recently, I lost a lot of money on a highly volatile market. The trading session ended with 3 losing trades in a row, even though I was trading in the window between the news. Today I'm going to get my money back, and not just get it back, but cover my losses solidly. Let's go. As always, we start with a longer time frame chart to understand the trend. In this case, our market is trading in an uptrend, and at first, you would think that a head and shoulders pattern formed here, which would usually mean that we should expect a trend reversal. But no, the market did not break this lower level, so the pattern didn't really form here. The market opened here and so far has been going up. Let's switch back to a 1-minute time frame. And another false pattern here. See, it wasn't able to break the resistance. Conclusion? It's a pretty strong one. Best not forget that. The market tests the level 3 times and falls back 3 times right when it gets close to it. And after that third fallback, a pattern starts forming, the triangle pattern. Now, the triangle is a continuation pattern, meaning that the price should continue going up and break the resistance. Notice how market volatility is getting lower closer to the tip? It shows the market being locked in between the resistance and the local trend line. And if it breaks the resistance, we should see more market volatility with a momentum candlestick pattern forming, which would look like one tall candle with no shadow and would indicate a following jump up from the level. If you didn't know this tip, give me a like. Oh, and I just wanted to let you know that the video about chart and candlestick patterns is already on the channel. It's a great one, so be sure to watch it to know everything about patterns. Here, I want to wait until the local resistance breaks before entering the market. There's a strong global resistance above, so I clock down the expiry to just 7 minutes to avoid a potentially steep fallback from it. And while the market is steadily climbing, let's do a quick recap of what we saw before entering it. A global uptrend, a triangle chart pattern, and a momentum candlestick pattern after the local resistance break. Now, remember, I mentioned asset management at the start of the video. Here's what I do. After a good trade, I increase the previous entry by 2.4 times. In other words, $100 is followed by $240, followed by $580, after which I go back with an initial $100. Let's see if this rule can help me make up for the losses of yesterday. Share your asset management go-to rules and your results in the comments down below. I switch to a neighboring chart to find my next entry point. Here, the market is trading without a trend, locked in a channel. The two important anchors on this one, the support and resistance, with the market sharply correcting every time when it entered either. And that's exactly what we're seeing right now with the long shadows at the support. Something you can't miss here is this beautifully formed and perfectly completed head and shoulders reversal pattern. And in this case, it is a pattern, since we saw the neckline break. After the pattern completion, we expect the market to go down roughly by the height of the head. This stretch, I believe, is just a mild correction in the completion of the pattern. Let's switch to a 1-minute time frame to see what's going on here. Interesting. There was a local downtrend followed by a double bottom pattern. It already completed and reached its target, the height of the bottom. which is where the market is trading now, seeing lower volatility and being pushed back by something. And that something, I believe, is a global level of resistance. To me, all of that indicates that the mild correction is over and we should see the market trading down with the trend. Something that gives me another boost of confidence is the RSI clearly showing that the market is overbought. Short it is. With the market not being too volatile, 10 minutes should be the sweet spot for it to fall back to the baseline, or ideally, to the support. And while we're waiting, a quick recap. A strong resistance, a completed double bottom that pulled the price up from the trend, and the RSI indicating that the market was overbought. Switch to another chart and fast forward to the interesting part. Another channel, but here the market was pulled back from the top to bottom in just a couple of hours. And that's without any news hitting it. The price is falling back here, with the candlesticks at the bottom hinting at something. I switch back to the 1 minute time frame and I see another double bottom pattern completed. But this time it hasn't hit its target yet. Further still, a flag pattern is forming. It being a continuation pattern in combination with a double bottom is a force to be reckoned with. In a more practical sense, it means that the local downtrend is over and the market is starting to trade up, further pushed by the flag. With that, I even choose to ignore the RSI readings in this case. So, a long it should be, but only after the resistance breaks, in other words, when the pattern completes. There are several resistance levels above, so I dial down the expiry to avoid a potential fallback and enter the market. And as is tradition, a quick recap, a channel, a reversal pattern, and a continuation pattern following it. After the golden trio, I still had some time to trade before news hit the fan. I made 2 trades in that time, with one turning a profit and the other one turning a loss. That's when I decided to call it a day and lock in the profit. Here are my results at the end of the day. And here's something I can say for certain. If you want to succeed in trading, you need to be cold and do your homework. And if something goes wrong, take a break, cool down, do your homework, and start over. That is the way to success. And as always, stay safe and be in touch.